Good evening, everyone. This is the Tropical Weather Update on behalf of Flagler Weather Info. Information used here is from the National Weather Service. So we're looking at a satellite image of potential tropical cyclone number 9. What is a potential tropical cyclone? That is basically a tropical system that hasn't 100% got its act together just yet. So when the National Hurricane Center thinks something is about ready to form, but it's not quite there yet, they'll start issuing these potential tropical cyclone advisories. It's just a way to give everyone kind of a heads up that, hey, something's coming or something's developing. So that's all that is. So let's get into the details of this. This is potential tropical cyclone number 9. And taking a look at the cone of error. And let's remind folks that this tells us where the center of the storm is going to go. It could be anywhere in this cone. It could be on the east or the west side of it. It could be either side, or it could be right down the middle, which is where they think it's going to go. But the cone could be on either. I mean, the center of the storm could be on either side. I want to remind folks that that's just the center. The weather associated with it usually extends quite a ways beyond the cone. So even though you're not in the cone, you can still see some weather effects from this storm. You note here that there's tropical storm warnings in the Bahamas that are well outside the cone. And you got tropical storm watches that are largely in the cone, but a few outside the cone. So if this wobbles further to the west, it could potentially have more effect here in Florida, in Flagler County. Now, if you note this big balloon here, this is something different. This means that the National Hurricane Center has low confidence in what's going to happen after Monday. So they're pretty sure that at least up to Monday, it'll be somewhere up here. But then beyond that, it could be anywhere in this circle, meaning ashore in the Carolinas, off the east coast of Flagler County, or well out to sea. And there's two likely scenarios that could occur. One of them is a weather system coming in from the west, and that kind of kicks this up and kicks it into the Carolinas and then up the east coast. The other scenario is if this system moves more slowly, then this weather system that dips out of the south, dips to the west of us, moves away, and it can't grab this storm system, and then it becomes starting to be influenced by Hurricane Umberto, which is out here, and that could cause it to kind of wander about in this area, which is why you have this big balloon. Now, I'll remind folks that these forecasts change all the time, so this is as of the 5 o'clock advisory. After 11 o'clock, there'll be another one, and one at 5 a.m. and one at 11, and these updates will continue, and there will continue to be changes as the forecast gets tweaked. But the map you really want to look at is this one. This is the one with the probability of sustained winds. Now, you notice that it's a much wider area than the cone because, again, the cone does not represent where the weather's going to go. Flagler County is looking at about a cumulative 11% chance of seeing sustained tropical storm force winds or gales, basically winds 39 miles per hour or greater for at least 1 solid minute of that. Sustained wind means that you get 1 minute of a certain wind speed. So if you get 1 minute of 39 miles per hour in Flagler Beach and then it doesn't blow anymore again, you've had your sustained tropical storm force winds. So it's also not like a switch where it's like you throw a switch on and it's gales and winds blowing all the time. It just means that that chance is there. Now, of course, the brighter colors tell us those are higher chances. So you got a 60% chance of seeing tropical storm force winds several hundred miles to our east. And of course, this is Hurricane Umberto. You can see there's a 100% chance of tropical storm force winds in this corridor right here. So you can see how close Umberto is going to get to this thing too. This is where Umberto is going to go. And this is where our next system, which is potential tropical cyclone 9, could be tropical storm Imelda up in here someplace. So that's the situation with that. Again, the one thing with this is we have to watch to see, do these numbers increase? Do they decrease? Do they hold steady? So if they hold steady, that's good news. If they start to go down, that's good news. If these numbers start to come up and start climbing substantially, that's bad news. And we'll have to kind of watch and see how that transpires in the days ahead. So that's all I got basically with this. And let's take a look at some local forecasts. Now, this is the maximum gusts of winds. This is for Saturday. So we're gusting up to 10 to 12 miles an hour along the beaches and about 10 miles an hour inland. This does not include thunderstorms. If you get a squally thunderstorm that moves through, that can increase these numbers quite a bit. So as we get into Sunday, now we're starting to get a little breezy here. as whatever that system is starts moving to our parallel to our east, we're starting to see gust up to 22, 23 miles an hour. Monday, we're gusting up to 28 miles per hour. Tuesday, we're gusting up to about 28 miles an hour along the coast, less wind inland. As we get to Wednesday, we're kind of gusting now up to 30 miles an hour now. Towards the end of the week, another weather system's going to get into the picture and likely bring us a low-end nor'easter. That's why you're kind of seeing these gusty winds in Palm Coast, Beverly Beach, Flagler Beach, and Marineland gusting into the 30s. So, anyways, that's going to wrap things up for right now. We will continue to monitor the progress of potential tropical cyclone 9, and we'll continue to watch the potential effects from it. As far as rainfall, all that stuff goes, not looking at any significant rain at this point in time for us locally here in the county, but that can also change. So my two main messages are stay informed because things can change, and this forecast will likely change a whole bunch of times in the next several days. So stay informed on that. Not a bad idea to check your supplies, all that stuff, just in case something weird happens, and sometimes it does. Everybody have a great evening out there, and thank you for watching.